Hey, what is going on, guys? It's your boy here again today, Dean from Burn 1. Finally feeling a little bit better, and I'm finally here to give you guys the top 3, we'll do the top 4 decks from the 4 LCQs. That's right, we're going to be doing a lot of them today. I'm going to try to go as fast as possible because of that. Not going to dwell too much time. Just kind of give you guys my opinions, and hopefully, you guys can use this as a jumping off point. Once again, all of these decks are available online on shadowverseevolve.com/decks. Going to be able to look at those. Definitely a good resource for those looking at it. So starting off, we have Germany. I hear that this deck went 6-0 in Swiss into 3-0 in Top Cut. That's right, this is a 9-0 topping deck list for Sword. What is unique about this versus other builds? We're seeing a lot more removal. What do I mean by that? I mean, we see the Whole Souled Swing, being able to deal 3 damage and getting a Knight, I believe, to the EX area. Let me see if that's correct. Yes, Knight into the EX area. More importantly, it's a quick that deals 3 damage. It's going to be able to deal with Agnes Tachyon, the big Ooga Booga against Sword, right? Like, you're always afraid of Agnes because it's going to be able to, like, pop your board. But now with this, we're able to actually clear it. We see no Latham. Latham's not very good. And instead, we have Gunner Maid Saria with the 3 different princesses in the deck. We have a 1 of Aurelia, a 1 of Otohime, and a 1 of Pompous. Pompous, not very... it's got some hits, right? It's got a few. 3, 6, and 7, 8, 9, 10. It's got 10 hits in the list. Checking 5, so you're probably going to see it. I'm not sure on the actual probability of that, but it's probably like 80 or 90%. And outside of that, we have, like, it's kind of standard after that. It's like the Leonidas, the Narita Bryan... triple Amelia. Amelia is able to deal with standing cards like Narita Top Road or anything that Uma might just put out there, or it's able to kill a vodka on your opponent's board, possibly. So just like, once again, more removal. And this deck is like, it's the standard Sword package of good stuff, but then there's also a lot of cards to be able to deal with the untapped Uma cards to be able to get into those late games, so where your Leonidas can actually close out the game. And then the Evo deck, I mean, there's nothing really special here. But yes, congratulations on this. I'd play this deck. I don't... Same problem as always. You can't beat a Forte sometimes, but... Like, a Dragon High Roll is going to beat you, but... Yeah, I did like this list. It feels very solid. And congratulations on your invite. Next, Torgal's Umamusame. What do we have going on here? We have the Aishin Flash, the Encroaching Heat, whatever. The card that can Storm. No 1-drop followers in this list. Only spells. So we're looking at 6, 7 1-drop spells, and then Agnes, and then, the cards. I personally am a fan of, like, the 1 mana followers in Uma, but sometimes you just cut them to make, or I guess, like, what is this? 2 Matan Khan, whatever this thing is. The Amulet Popper, clearly, wasn't good enough. We see 2 Rice Showers, this thing. I mean, it's like the real things is you got the Aishin Flashes in, because not everyone's going to be playing that, and the Maruzensky with the 1 of Evo as well. And on to 3rd place, Kreeskos? I don't know. Whatever. The Dragon deck, it is standard discard. 3 Ogre Recap, I guess, is not standard. And what is this thing? Is this thing the Super Creek, right? Super Creek, heal 5, ward, Shenlong replacement. Or Shenlong edition if you want more control. I guess there's also no Dragoon, so it's just a lot of just more cards, and then this thing instead of Dragoon. And then 3 Ogre Caps. I don't know if you need 3 of this thing. Especially 4 carrots, like what you're going for double 8s. So that's 16, I guess. And then we've gotten 4th place, the other Dragoncraft deck. This one's on Isla, Saiyan Sky, and let's see what else there is. That's about it. 1 Shapeshifting Mage, I don't know about that. I think if you want Shapeshifting Mage, maybe play more of it. 2-2 split, though, of here, Rico. We see Rico popping up in some Dragon list. Very good card. Oh, and this one of Take a Jab. Take a Jab being able to draw additional cards. I do like this card. It's nice, sometimes you ramp, going to 4, maybe you can put this thing down the board, and then maybe something else, and then just kind of try to go from there. So, not a bad card at all, actually. Though sometimes it can lose you the game, so it's not the... You know, it's got some downsides. But, on to the next one, Texas. This was a big one. This one was a week ago. And we see being taken down by Twan's Forest. Once again, Forest, very good. We see the Squats card. Oh, this is the good card right here. The one of Smart Falcon. I don't know if this person actually thought it was good. So, for those who don't know, basically what Forest is trying to do is they have the Silver Bolt package as a 3 of, because they're able to maintain a big hand. However, the nice thing is here with actual Forest is that you're also able to take a very wide approach against a deck like Uma, where they might struggle against clearing more than like one follower at a time. So what you can do is go like Gold City, like 1-drop like Tia on turn 4 as soon as you hit 4 mana, and you're able to produce what is that, 8/8 worth of stats on the board across 3 bodies, and it's just like a very wide board, and then you can get like a single hit in, and then just kind of keep going from there and generate a lot of pressure. But like, once again, think about that. That's 3, well, it's actually, yeah, it's like 3 cards out of hand when you do that, right? And so all of these decks that are going wide, like Uma goes wide, they get like 1 card back, right? They go like Daiwa Vodka, they get a card to hand, they play the card usually replaces itself. So the Daiwa and the spell are neutral, but they still played an additional card. So it's like they're always down 1 card, and then they try to hold up removal as well. And basically, these decks generate a lot of advantage, but they still put like a lot into building that board, right? And so when you play a card like Smart Falcon that's able to do this AoE board wipe, it's why I think that Haven's pretty good this format. You can sometimes just like almost like win the game on the spot, like, right? You like, imagine you go first in the Forest Mirror, or you go first against Uma, and like you do like your little play, like you set up a couple cards, and then they build their board in response, and then you Smart Falcon, and then their board's gone, and then the game's like kind of easy from there. So like the Squats and the Marvelous Sundays and the Shinko Windies, all pretty big if you can ever manage to get that board set up. And then we have the Aishin Flash as well. I mean, that's pretty standard because it's going to be going with the Uma trait for the Smart Falcon. Which, I mean, I know this isn't like your main game plan, but it's just like a nice thing that I kind of like about the meta. Other than that, I mean, it is a Forest deck. We're going to be seeing a lot of Forest, I think, because Forest is extremely good in what I just talked about with those plays. This one's a little bit more standard. We're seeing the 2 of this Elf that's be able to get the Fairy Wisp in order to build up combo for the Tia. So you're able to go Elf and then just like, wait, the Tia's like more live more often. Maybe with like less hand commitment, or you're able to just like, kind of like shove up a bigger board. And yeah, that's really all there is to say about that one. This thing, but that's just removal. So we're not too surprised to see the bullet in there. And then third is Dan's Ranch. Former, maybe still teammate? I'm not sure. Dan, you know, Burn 1 Weiss member out here getting 3rd place with Dragon, and we're seeing it's Disco. But the key inclusions here are the Dance of Death, being able to differentiate it from most builds. I do like this because an extra 2 damage means that, you know, every bit of damage the Dragon does is definitely nice. So being able to go like Forte plus Oguri is plus right, plus this thing, plus a right or something, right? Basically more configurations equal 20 with the extra 2 damage from this thing, and it's still a removal. Other than that, it is Disco Dragon. I mean, Disco Dragon and Uma have been proving themselves, and I think Forest is the last deck. So then last is Tristan B's Uma deck. Let's see this one. We've got... Ooh, here we go. Kind of spicy. We've got the Will to Overtake. Is that what it's called? It's the top check 3 rearrange. Being able to set up your next couple draws. Very important in a deck like Uma. Or very powerful in a deck like Uma. Especially with these restricted cards. You're able to go, you know, up to 4 deep for them. And then also being able to like find a card like Special Week, which is able to find you additional cards. This is a very powerful like turn 1 play. I don't... You have to see it turn 1, so I think it's like a card you want to play as a 3 of. But then after that, it's kind of not the best. And it's kind of hard to get rid of this card once you play it as well. So something to keep in mind. but that's really it. Other than that, it's kind of a standard list. We've got the Ryshower. Only one of Oguri Cap, while 2 Narita Bryants. Sometimes people go 2-1. It really does depend on the list, depending on which one you value the most. So yeah, that was Houston, and now on to Sydney, Australia's LCQ. First place, JD's Swordcraft deck. Now this one's a little wild. I don't know about this one. We've got the Bell Ringers, the Maid Leader, one of Quickblader. I do understand the card by itself is not very good until the Leonidas banner comes down, but once it does come down, the more of these you've assembled in your hand, it's like Exodia. The more Quickbladers, the better. The Swordsman, I mean, we're once again seeing some removal. Narita Taishin in here. It's a 2 mana 3/2 with Rush over Latham. I do like this card. It's able to rush in, be able to clear a body, and if not, you know, it presents almost as much pressure as a Latham, and not quite, but being able to also be like dual, you know, you're able to use it to clear something as well is very important. And this does help with the Dragon matchup. The other list that we saw from, was that also Australia? I think was it Germany? Regardless, yeah, I think it was Germany. The other sword list that we saw that got first, it does have a lot of trouble dealing with like a Forte plus like a removal. While if you have this thing in the wing, you're able to like maybe, you know, try to attack the Forte with something else, and then be able to, you know, use this to be able to actually get in finally after you blow through a single piece of removal. So I do like this thing, at least for against Dragon. And then we have the Veteran Lancer as a one of. It was just probably rounding out the 2-drop slot. Next thing we got the White Paladin. It's just a card to help build the wide board, right? The other deck we saw Otohime. This deck we see White Paladin. So not too surprising there. Avant Blader, because, you know, being able to search 2 officers, very powerful. We're able to grab double Novice Trooper still, or Quick Blader, Novice Trooper. Some combination of Storm to be able to try to checkmate our opponents. And then after that, it's kind of just the standard. Nothing really too much after that. So, second place, Vox's Dragoncraft deck. Once again, another, well, this one's like ramp control. We see the Path to Purgatory, I guess, is the big thing in this deck. You know, being able to, because like Isla and Dragon Oracle are both like really bad cards for your hand. And then Rites and Flute sometimes command a lot of hand space, or like a lot of hand discarding, right? Like you lose a lot of cards in hand slowly. Playing cards like that, so Path to Purgatory, you're going to be able to ramp at the beginning, draw back up, and then use the gas from there. So pretty good list after that. And then the Bahamut's, of course, are pretty good. Like I said, when I was talking about the Smart Falcon earlier, decks go wide. If you can answer the wide board, you're in a pretty good spot. So we got the Conflax plus the Bahamut. Lots of answers for a lot of wide boards there. I do like that list. In third place, Johnnydude Swordcraft. Oh, wow. Whoa. I wasn't ready for this one. Wow. Oh, yeah, what the Flame Guy. Yeah, the Flame Guy. We got Veteran Lancer, 2 of Latham. I mean, we already know how I feel about the Flame Guy's a 3-drop. Deal damage. If you had a guy die, you deal 4. It's one of. Okay. Okay, yeah, yep. Fourth place, Stanley Shing's. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Chiang's? Umamusume? Let's look at this one. We have Uma once again. Once again, no 1-drops. All these Uma decks that are winning, not playing the 1-drops. Quite interesting. I guess that's where we're different. I keep seeing the Marzensky pop up. Is this card actually doing something? I'm not really sure. The Aishin Flash as well. The Storm Spell, you know, I guess these are what people like. And then this is the Fine Motion, being able to mill, to be able to hopefully try to generate gray for the 7 centimeters, or maybe for the Rice Shower to be able to have more targets. The Amulet Destroyer again. This time we have two of the Kill Spell to be able to grab it. I guess because we're playing the Fine Motion, hopefully we can hit 10 earlier than some decks, so therefore it's better to play 2 of these. It's more alive. I mean, other than that, yeah, it is like an Uma deck. I feel like a lot of the Uma decks are kind of like this. The to me, the this thing, the Maruzensky, is the little bit unique thing. I mean, like, I know we've seen it like 3 times, but to me, it's a little unique. Not a bad list, though. And here we go. Last one. We've been going as fast as we can. London, LCQ. First place, Haven. Do like this. Like I said, I think that Haven can go the distance in this format. It has the board wipes, it has the control, and it has... like, I think that's, like, almost good enough, right? If you're able to, like, answer the board and then just kind of, like, put a guy down, there's not a ton of healing in this format. And if you go, like, wide a couple times, if you just, like, blow up a board a couple times, I think you're pretty good into a lot of the decks. And this is really just... this is set to Aegis is what this is. Only 2 Aegis. I don't know about that. But I guess, like, only 2 of them need to connect. Seraph, I don't know how hard this is to get off in this format. I haven't tried it yet. But, yeah, this is a set 2 Haven deck, really. That's about it. Doesn't even play a single Uma card. Second place, Gabriel Fisher's Uma deck. And once again, we are no 1-drop follower. This is the... bro, they just, like, copy-paste this deck every time? Everyone's on this thing, though. The Maruzensky, Aishin Flash. Okay, well, yeah, I guess that's the list. I guess this is the Uma list. This is, I mean, it's not a bad list. It's a pretty solid list. This is not what came out of our testing. This is not the list that I have been impressed by. But it's Uma. It's still good. It's still very powerful. And it's, like, I just don't know, like, what some of these cards do all the time. Third place, Black Aces Uma deck. Let's see. And what is this one? Is this the one that, like, grabs anything out of grave? Once again, we see the one of Maruzensky. Sakura Chiono on race, +1/+1. Uma follower in grave, add it to hand. Uma card in your grave, add it to hand. So you're able to grab any card. 4/4, not bad, not bad. Any card that you've already played. This is a decent inclusion. Gets you a card back if you've played, so. And then 2 of the Amulet Destroyer. I kind of like that. I kind of like the 2 of the Matan Khan, this thing, yeah. Matan Kane, Tannhauser, whatever. This... I struggle with finding, like, 1-ofs in this deck. So, it's like 1-of followers, right? Not 1-of spells. So, sometimes I would play this and then I would never see it. But if you're, like, afraid of sword, you're afraid of, like, disco, definitely nice to play 2 of it. Especially into something like disco, where you need to be able to answer multiple rights. Yeah, once again, Uma. Get another dub. And then, 4th place, Kriko's Dragoncraft. We see disco again with the... Am I crazy? Did we already look at this one? Super Creek. Should have been 4 here. London. Germany. Yep. Super Creek top twice in 4th place. Germany. Oh, okay. Well, he went from 3rd to 4th. Okay. Okay, so Kriko's out here getting back-to-back top 4s with Disco Dragon. Okay. That's why I felt like I was going insane. I knew I saw this deck before. Well, that's pretty impressive, Kriko. I know you're probably shooting for 1st on that 2nd one, but nothing to be ashamed of there. So yeah, that's those as we saw here. We saw mostly Dragon, Uma, and Forest with, you know, quite a bit of Sword as well. So those are pretty much what we're going to be seeing, I think, going forward. With a little bit of, you know, room for some, you know, experimentation. You know, we saw a Haven come out on top once. But outside of that, yeah, it looks like it is a 3-deck format. So, hopefully, you know, you guys can use this and hopefully, you know, make some last-minute adjustments or, you know, just last-minute preparations before not only Worlds, but also the California LCQ. Good luck to everyone going, and until next time, this is Dean, signing out.